Actors are often associated with riches and fame, but this is not always the case. Unfortunately, some actors have experienced the opposite, losing everything and becoming extremely poor. Today, we're taking a closer look at these actors and how they lost what they proudly achieved. But before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Aaron Carter. This guy, who is Nick of the Backstreet Boys fame's younger brother, came on the scene in the late 1990s and made a name for himself as a rapper, singer, and actor. At the age of 9, Aaron Carter released a debut CD that achieved 1 million sales. He has also been in numerous Broadway productions, on Dancing with the Stars, on Nickelodeon, and in the films Fat Alberts and Popstar. Carter amassed a fortune of $200 million before he was 18, but only $400K of that is left now. His parents had been light-fingered with the money, and on his 18th birthday, he got $2 million, when it should have been at least 10 times that amount. By 2013, he had less than $1,000 in the bank, and since then has been so desperate for fame and riches that he fought Lamar Odom in a celeb boxing match. Spencer and Heidi Pratt. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Blair Pratt, an American TV personality who gained notoriety in the Hills, first met at a West Hollywood nightclub, where they instantly clicked. Spencer was cast in The Hills, and they were later married in 2009. The duo has appeared on both the British and American versions of Celebrity Big Brother and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Although Spencer and Heidi Pratt's current net worth of $350,000 may seem like a nice figure, their combined wealth was once reported to be $10 million, and they made over $2 million annually when they were at the peak of their game. The $10 million was frittered away on $4,000 bottles of wine, shopping trips, and Heidi's music career, which cost $2.5 million, with her album shifting a measly 6,000 units. Also, Spencer reported $1 million on special crystals and $1 million on designer clothes, while Heidi splashed $1 million on handbags and designer clothes, plus around $100K monthly on hair and makeup, and $200K during a marathon plastic surgery session. Dennis Rodman. I know what you're going to say. Dennis Rodman. Yes, Rodman has had some appearances as an actor, but he's obviously remembered as the Worm on the NBA court. Born in 1961, Dennis Rodman is as notable for his odd looks as his on- and off-court controversies. He's a 5-time NBA championship winner who in 2021 was named in the NBA 75th anniversary team alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James. Basketball aside, Rodman has worked as a professional wrestler, been in movies like Double Team and Simon Says, has had fellas like Kim Jong-un as friends, and is rumored to be a CIA agent. Rodman should have been set for life after making around $33 million during his basketball career. But legal issues and his business manager Peggy Ann Fulford robbing him blind reduced his fortune to $400,000. The manager was later given a 10-year prison sentence and ordered to pay back nearly $6 million to her various victims, including $1.2 million to Rodman. Teresa Giudice. Despite the fact that Teresa is the author of 6 books, several of which are cookbooks and all of which are bestsellers, it was her appearance on The Real Housewives of New Jersey that first made her famous, not her writing or culinary prowess. She was born to Italian immigrants and was well known for her extravagance. She and her then-husband were tried for fraud in 2013, and the following year she was given a 15-month sentence while her ex-husband received a 41-month sentence before ultimately being deported. Her legal issues and debts that needed to be paid off, more than $10 million as of 2010, took a significant chunk out of her fortune. She only has a remaining balance of $500,000, which she is currently growing. Lindsay Lohan. New York City-born Lindsay Lohan started modeling at the age of 3. The Parent Trap, a 1998 blockbuster, suddenly made her a well-known face, and the release of Mean Girls solidified her celebrity status. The latter film, however, contributed significantly to the paparazzi's obsession with her, leading to her becoming a tabloid staple due to her frequent breakdowns and legal difficulties. Although Lindsay Lohan reportedly made over $27 million from movie parts, much of that was spent living extravagantly, with legal and personal issues also badly influencing that money. Court appearances and substance addiction problems were also chronicled in very thorough detail. By 2010, she was so broke she posed for Playboy, and the next year the IRS was so desperate to get the money she owed them that they took control of her bank accounts. Lindsay Lohan has been lately stealing deals and has a net worth of approximately $500K. Stefan Baldwin. Stefan Baldwin is Alec Baldwin's younger brother, and he has appeared in films such as Born on the 4th of July, Threesome and The Usual Suspects, as well as numerous TV shows. Not to add, his daughter has been married to Justin Bieber for several years. Stefan Baldwin is the poorest of the Baldwin brothers. He is currently worth roughly $500,000, owing to poor financial judgments, such as the Rush Hour actor coming up, and an inability to carefully select movie parts. His New York apartment had to be auctioned in 2009 after he fell behind on mortgage payments by $824,000, and in July of that year he filed for bankruptcy, claiming he owed $2.3 million to various agencies, including the IRS. Stefan pled guilty in 2013 to failing to file income tax returns for 2008, 2009, and 2010, and was ordered to pay $300,000 or risk a lengthy prison sentence. Gary Busey. Gary Busey performed admirably in The Buddy Holly Story, earning him an Academy Award nod. Roles in films such as A Star is Born, Silver Bullet, Lethal Weapon, The Firm, and Under Siege brought him additional success and recognition. Gary was involved in a serious motorbike accident in December 1988 that severely harmed his brain, and he immediately acquired a cocaine addiction. In 2008, he was so broke that he couldn't pay his rent and was forced out of his Malibu rental. And in 2012, he filed for bankruptcy in California, claiming up to $1 million in debt and less than $50,000 in assets. He's reportedly worth $500,000, but his money has been decimated by bad real estate investments, rehab stints, and divorce settlements. Gary is also facing multiple sexual assault accusations after inappropriately groping several women at a comic convention this year. Polo. Teresa Elizabeth Polo, born in Delaware, moved to New York at the age of 17 to pursue fame and money in the performing industry. Her debut job was in the ABC serial opera Loving, and she is most recognized for her portrayal of Pam Burns-Fokker in the Meet the Parents trilogy. While most outlets put her net worth at $800,000, Celebrity Net Worth insists she is only worth $200,000. Reportedly, her Playboy photo shoot got some doors closed in Hollywood, and as recently as 2014, she had to file for bankruptcy and owed over $800,000 to the IRS, credit card companies, and lawyers. Kelly Rutherford. Rutherford is well known for her roles in Generations, Melrose Place, Gossip Girl, Scream 3, and I Love Trouble. She has been married twice and divorced twice. Her second divorce was contentious, and the public was treated to a protracted custody dispute that she believed she had won after her second husband was deported as a result of information provided to the authorities by her attorney. However, the court ultimately granted her ex-husband custody of the children, letting Rutherford be obliged to visit France and Monaco whenever she wanted to see them. She declared bankruptcy in 2013, claiming she owed $2 million, with all but $500,000 of that amount going toward legal fees associated with her second divorce. Her current net worth is $1 million, which isn't much for a veteran of Hollywood like her. Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger briefly worked as a model before transitioning to acting, and it paid off as she became an Academy, Green Actors Guild, and Golden Globe Award winner. She was also a Bond girl in Never Say Never Again and has gained recognition for roles in films such as The Natural, Batman Los Angeles Confidential, and 8 Mile. Kim Basinger's low net worth of just about $1 million is mostly due to her questionable financial decisions and poor acting choices. She had 9 Golden Raspberry nominations. On the advice of some family members, she paid $20 million in 1989 to purchase 1,700 acres of property in Georgia, with the intention of developing studios and other attractions that would lure large numbers of visitors. The plan was stymied by financial difficulties, and its failure, combined with the fact that she had to sell the land for just $1 million, caused a schism between her and her family members. In 1993, she abandoned her contractual obligations in a movie and was sued, and an $8.9 million judgment was awarded against her. She responded by declaring bankruptcy and finally paying $3.8 million to put the whole issue behind her. Number 8. Tori Spelling. She has published 6 books so far, with her autobiography being named the best celebrity autobiography. Her father was Aaron Spelling, and movie buffs may recognize him as a producer of shows such as Charlie's Angels, The Love Boat, Dynasty, and Melrose Place. Tori Spelling detailed her financial problems in her 6th book, blaming poor real estate investments and the loss of her reality show for her less than rosy bank account number. The death of her dad in 2006 was supposed to have meant, as you would assume, Tori getting a hefty portion of his $600 million fortune. But all she got was $800,000 in cash, with her brother getting the same amount and most of the money going to their mother. She has an estimated $1.5 million. Noah Centineo. This Floridian got his first big role in The Fosters, and viewers rewarded him with a Teen Choice Award nomination. In 2018, he made it into Camila Cabello's Havana music video, and soon after gained praise for his performance in To All the Boys I've Loved Before, Sierra Burgess is a Loser, and The Perfect Date. Noah Centineo's most recent successful film came in the form of Black Adam, a blockbuster in which he plays a being that can change his size and strength at will. Noah is only 26 years old, and the $2 million he has in the bank is a respectable amount. His career appears to be on the rise, and if he keeps his head on his shoulders and refrains from trying to outspend the crisis, he will shortly become a very wealthy individual. Chloe Bailey. Chloe Bailey is a singer and actress who has garnered 5 Grammy nominations with her sister Hailey Bailey. Chloe has supporting roles in The Fighting Temptations and Let It Shine. Her sister, however, plays a major role in the upcoming Disney film The Little Mermaid. Chloe delivered an impressive performance of Have Mercy at the 2021 MTV Music Awards, and her first solo album is due any day now. Her annual salary is believed to be $350,000, and her net worth is predicted to be $2 million. Stefan Amel. That name may not be familiar, but moviegoers and celeb watchers will remember him as the star of Arrow from 2012 to 2020. He's also portrayed a werewolf in The Vampire Diaries, a prostitute in Hooked, and a paramedic in Private Practice. But as we just mentioned, Arrow was by far his biggest part, and it enabled the development of the expansive and expanding Arrowverse. While it's true that this person has professional wrestling experience and is close friends with Cody Rhodes, it's also true that Stefan Amel hasn't always received fair compensation for his work. In fact, for the first several seasons of Arrow, he wasn't even the highest paid actor on the set, despite the fact that by the final season, he was earning $125,000 per episode, a significant increase from his initial $30,000 per episode pay. Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker has appeared in a number of films, including The Fifth Element and the Rush Hour series. Additionally, he was once close friends with Michael Jackson and Tupac, at a point where he was able to appear in the California Love video. Chris Tucker, a Georgia native, rose to fame in the early 1990s thanks to his regular appearances on Tour of Duty and Def Comedy Jam. Today, Tucker has made between $50 and $65 million from the Rush Hour franchise alone, and by all rights, you would suppose that by now he should be living large on a private island that he owns. However, poor financial advice and missteps forced him to sell a few of his homes and take a whopping loss of $4.5 million on one. By 2014, he was in debt to the IRS for $14 million. However, that debt has been paid off, but he's still not as rich as some think he is and should be, with estimates of his wealth being placed at $3 to $4 million. Mel B. Although mainly being part of the notorious girl group The Spice Girls, Mel B has had some acting roles in movies like Chocolate City and Vegas Strip. The Spice Girls are the best-selling girl group of all time, and they earned an estimated $800 million by the late 90s solely via endorsement deals and merchandising. Now, Mel B is the poorest member of the group. She reportedly earned north of $30 million throughout her career, with the Spice Girls and also as a solo artist, but only $6 million of that is left. She used some of that money to purchase an armored Cadillac Escalade, an armored Land Rover, an armored Mercedes-Benz S-Class, as well as a Ferrari California and a Bentley Continental GTC. She also spent over £1 million on jewelry, $1 million for a private island off Virginia, lavish vacations for herself and her children, as well as designer clothing and a veritable army of staff. Her first divorce cost £1.6 million, while the cost of her second pegged at £6.5 million. Now, unlike these actors, some such as Kevin Hart, Tom Cruise, and Tyler Perry are worth north of $350 million. Check out this video to see the richest actors in the world. See you there.